Want to make your code run 12 times faster? Follow me. If you're implementing enemies like this, encapsulated within one class, then I'm going to show you how to make this more optimized. First step of optimization, break this apart into its components. And that will look like this. Here we have the same enemy, but instead of encapsulated within a class, it's now encapsulated within a struct, which is a value type, so you don't have to chase pointers. It still has its name and its health. You want to go even further? Step 2. Separate the enemy into its two components, its name and its health. You want to go even further? Let's go to step 3. To understand step 3 and 4, we need to look at how we've implemented step 1, 2, 3. Step 1, the object-oriented enemy, which is encapsulated. It will live in this bucket, 100 million of them. Step 2, the struct enemy. 100 million of them will live in here. Step 3, the data-oriented enemies. The ones we separated their names and their health. Their names will live here, then their health will live here. For step 4, we're not even gonna use named structs. We're just gonna have a string array and an int array for their names and their healths. Step 5 is identical to step 4. We're just introducing a little twist that I will show you later. And this is how we're going to test this. Here, we're going to apply 50 damage to the object-oriented enemies. This will be our baseline. Here, we're going to the struct enemies, fetching their health and damaging them in the same exact way. Here, we're doing the exact same thing, but for the data-oriented enemies, which have their names and their health separated. So we're going into the health array and damaging each enemy in there one time. And here where things start to get fast. So now we're introducing vectorized data-oriented principles. We'll be doing the same thing, going through each enemy and damaging them one time. But the difference is this. We're now going to vectorize this data-oriented principle. Meaning, we're going to take chunks of data and processing them at once, instead of processing them one by one. First, we fetch our vector size, and this will depend on whatever the CPU can process at once. As it says over here, it's going to be 8, it could be 8-bit, it could be 16 bits, it depends on the PC. Here, we create our damage vector, basically how much we're going to damage them for. And we damage everybody for 50 to stay consistent. Here, if vector.isHardwareAccelerate. Basically, all this means is we're checking if your hardware is new enough to where vectorization is possible. If it is possible, we will go through the entire list, same as we have with the others, but instead of going step by step, one by one, we're going by vector size. All that means is basically if we're going by 8 chunks or 16 chunks, instead of going to 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to 8 to 16, etc, etc. We grab the current health chunks. We damage all of those chunks at once in one operation, and then we store the data back. That's it for vectorization. This last for loop here is just to catch any remainder. Now let's go to the last step of optimization. Here we have parallel vectorized DOP. It may look like a lot, but we're basically doing the exact same thing. We're just introducing one different variable. We're introducing this range partitioner. Now we're doing parallelization. So instead of doing 8 at a time and then moving on to the next 8 and then moving on to the next 8, which we're doing in vectorization, in parallel vectorization, we're doing the same, but we're doing it in parallel. So we're using multiple cores. So each core can process each chunk at the same time. This range partitioner, all it's doing is creating even chunks from 0 until our entity count, which is 100 million. Then for each chunk, we set our start position to be range item 1, which is just the start of the range. And then we set the end of the range to be range of item 2, which is just the end of that specific range. So if one range starts from 0 to let's say 10 million, the second range starts from 20 million to 30 million, and then the next one starts from, you get the point. So in each individual chunk, we do the exact same thing as we did in vectorization. The only difference is we don't iterate into the whole loop, we iterate into the end of this chunk. That's the only difference. And same for this last edge case here, just to the end of this chunk. That's the only difference between parallelization and vectorization. Now, let's see how much faster we got from object-oriented programming at the beginning all the way down to parallel vectorization. And here's the result. From our starting point with object-oriented enemies all the way down to parallel vectorization, we got a 12x increase, or maybe closer to like 11.8 something, rounded up 12 times faster code. just by introducing each principle. Follow for more.